Ambassador McDonough, Bobby McDonough, who is the Ambassador of Ireland in the UK and has very kindly agreed to come and open the show this evening. Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, John. I'm delighted to be here for this, the opening of this exhibition, City and City Contested Space, which is obviously fascinating. And it's been a great pleasure to meet some of the artists and also to look at some of the really interesting and thought-provoking pictures. Tonight we're here to explore and question the concept of cities, and that's essentially what we've been doing, wandering around this lovely space. What it means to live in a city and what it means to be part of a city. And all through the eyes of Irish, British and Chinese artists who are women. 20 of them. I feel a little bit of an imposter being a man opening this exhibition, but I suppose since I have 4 daughters and I'm used to being outnumbered, I'm happy to do it. The work I'm showing here this evening is an inspiring snapshot of the complexity of cities. Through sculpture and multimedia, each artist has expressed a different take on cities and their life. And it's particularly appropriate that Ireland is part of this exhibition, because perhaps the most famous exploration of a city in modern culture is James Joyce's Ulysses, which explores the day in the life of Dublin. Ireland is a small country in comparison with the 2 other countries involved in this exhibition, in comparison with our very large neighbour, and in comparison with China, which is now one of the most powerful and influential countries in the world. But we like to think that although we are small, we can with some justification claim to be a cultural superpower. In this year, which is the bicentenary of Dickens' birth, he also wrote about cities, A Tale of Two Cities. And the opening line of that is, of course, the famous, it was the best of times and the worst of times. Culture plays a large part in that, both as a contribution to the economy, but also because it teaches you that ultimately there are things that are more important than money. Our relations have never been better, either with Britain or China. We have a long history with Britain, of course, checkered history. But after the Queen's visit last year, we can say that at last the closeness of our geography is more important than the divisions of our history. And I don't think there are any 2 closer friends in the world now than Britain and Ireland. But likewise, Ireland and China are very close in every way. And art is something which makes us more united than divides us across our 2 islands and indeed across the world. And therefore I'm delighted to be here this evening to support this event and to be involved in it. Thank you very much.
Firstly, I'd like to thank hugely the artists who've been involved in this exhibition, which has made it a real pleasure to do. One of the reasons why I did this is because actually I've got a bee in my bonnet about how poorly represented women are in contemporary art collections. I'm sick of it. There are a lot of us out there who are really good. Take notice. And also, in terms of urbanization and exhibitions which deal with urban space and the built environment, it's usually men. And I wanted to say, well, look, what happens when you ask women to have a look at this? And as you can see, we're all from different backgrounds, different countries, different places. We've got our own view on things, and it's neither better nor worse, but it's maybe a bit different, and I hope people enjoy it. The reason the idea came to me to do an exhibition on the city and the city contested space was 2 different things. Last year, I read a book by China Mieville about a city where 2 different cultures had to inhabit the same space, and they had to learn not to see each other. And they had to go through a training course on how to share the same space but don't actually see what's going on. And I did think it was the most wonderful metaphor for what happens in divided cities where there are conflicts going on. Look at Belfast, look at Jerusalem. This is what people actually have to learn to do. And this was brought home to me by a murder that happened near where I live. I was really shocked because I thought, you know, and there are quite a few people who know me from the Residents Association here tonight. And I thought, God, you know, we live in this space and we have this idea, oh, I want to live this life. And then there's a whole undercurrent of other stuff going on that you don't see. And it's true of poverty, it's true of minorities, it's true of all different kind of segments of the population that we actually don't see. And we maybe learn not to see. Sometimes it's good maybe to open our eyes and see what's out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends, thank you for coming tonight. Please enjoy yourselves, have plenty to drink and eat, and enjoy the exhibition.